The rain had just stopped when Ms. Rachel entered Crestwood High for her first day as the new substitute teacher. Her steps echoed through the empty hallway, the faint squeak of her boots breaking the silence. The students who passed by whispered among themselves she didn't look like a teacher. Her confident posture, calm eyes, and the faint scar near her wrist gave her an edge that most teachers didn't have. But no one knew her story when she entered her classroom. A group of seniors sat in the back, smirking, whispering, already sizing her up. They had run off every substitute teacher who dared step foot in that room. The ringleader, Tyler, a tall boy with a restless smirk and an ego built on chaos, leaned back in his chair and said, "Another one trying to survive us? You'll be gone by Friday." Rachel smiled faintly, unfazed. "We'll see about that," she said softly, placing her bag down. There was something in her voice, calm, firm, almost unsettling. The room grew quiet for a moment, as if everyone could sense something about her they couldn't explain. Throughout the week, Tyler and his group tried every trick. They mocked her lessons, threw paper balls, even played loud music in class. But Rachel never raised her voice. She looked at them the way a storm looks at the sea, steady, powerful, patient. When she spoke, they listened, though they didn't understand why. There was something about her calm that made them uneasy, but on Friday, things went too far. After class, when most of the students had left, Tyler and two of his friends, Mason and Drew, stayed behind. They shut the door. The air shifted. "So, you really think you can handle us, huh?" Tyler said, stepping closer, his grin darkening. "You think you can just walk in here and boss us around like we're little kids?" Rachel looked up from her desk, unflinching. "I don't think that," she said. "I know you're not little kids. You're young men making choices that define who you'll become." "Save the lecture," Mason said, shoving a chair toward her desk. "We're sick of you acting like you're better than us." Rachel stood slowly. Her movements were controlled, deliberate. "Boys," she said quietly, "don't do this." But they didn't listen. Tyler grabbed her arm hard. "What are you gonna do? Call the principal?" There was a split second of silence. Then, a metallic click. Tyler looked down. Somehow, she had turned his own wrist into a locked cuff. A pair of handcuffs from her pocket. His friends froze. Rachel's voice was calm, steady. "You've just assaulted an officer of the law." The color drained from Tyler's face. What are you talking about?" Mason stammered. Rachel stepped forward, her expression unreadable, and produced a badge from under her jacket. "Detective Rachel Lang. Undercover with the Youth Crime Intervention Task Force. I've been investigating multiple incidents of violence and harassment connected to this school." The boy's bravado shattered instantly. You're a cop?" Tyler whispered, voice shaking. Rachel nodded. "And I gave you every chance to make a different choice." Tyler's lip trembled. "I didn't mean, we were just messing around." "Messing around?" Rachel's voice cracked, not with anger, but pain. "Do you know how many kids end up in the system because of what starts as messing around? You think you're just testing limits, but one bad moment can ruin your entire life." For the first time, the boys looked small. Vulnerable. Rachel slowly unlocked the cuff. "You're lucky I don't press charges," she said softly. "But if you ever touch another teacher, another student, or anyone, you'll see me again, and not in a classroom." Tears welled up in Tyler's eyes. "I'm sorry," Rachel nodded once. "Then prove it. Be better than this." That night, as the rain began again, Rachel sat alone in her car outside the school. She looked down at her badge, then at the building. This wasn't just another assignment, it was her mission. She had been that broken teenager once, lashing out at the world because no one saw her pain. She wasn't there to arrest kids, she was there to save them from becoming something worse. Weeks later, everything changed. Tyler started staying after class, helping clean up. He asked her questions, real ones, about life, about choices, about how people change. Mason joined a local youth program she suggested. Drew stopped showing up in fights. Slowly, the chaos that once filled that classroom was replaced by quiet determination. The day her undercover assignment ended, the principal gathered the students in the gym to thank her. When Rachel walked up to the microphone, she paused for a long time, her eyes scanning the crowd. Faces that once mocked her now filled with respect. "You don't need a badge to change your life," she said. "You just need to believe that you can start over right now." A hush filled the gym. Then applause erupted, loud, genuine, powerful. As Rachel walked out of Crestwood High for the last time, Tyler ran after her. "Detective Lang," he called out. "Thank you for not giving up on us." Rachel smiled, her eyes soft with emotion. "Don't thank me," she said. "Just make sure you never give up on yourself." She walked away into the setting sun, her silhouette glowing against the golden light, the rain finally stopping for good. If you were moved by Rachel's story, the story of strength, forgiveness, and second chances, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Because sometimes, all it takes is one person to remind us, it's never too late to change.